I'm a choker, I'm a trash can, and I went ghost when the city of Toronto needed me the most. I'm the biggest playoff choker you will ever find, and the Leafs will never win anything as long as me and Mitch are here. We're both regular season stat padders, and Florida bent us over and gave it to us raw like we were at a Diddy party in this series.
Auston Matthews just faced the hardest truth of his career. On June 30th, 2025, the Toronto Maple Leafs made the move that fans had whispered about for months. Mitch Marner, one of the most skilled players Toronto ever had, was gone. He signed an 8-year, $96 million contract with Toronto and was traded to the Vegas Golden Knights the very same day. The sign and trade gave Marner $12 million each year until 2033. It was the richest deal Toronto ever signed before trading a player. For Vegas, it was a chance to grab a superstar in his prime. For Toronto, it was the end of an era. The Maple Leafs received center Nicholas Roy in the deal. Roy is not a high scorer like Marner. Last season, he had 40 points in 81 games. But he is known as a strong two-way player. He wins faceoffs, plays good defense, and adds depth down the middle. Reports showed that the Leafs and Marner were no longer on the same page. Problems had started months earlier. Insiders said talks with Marner grew tense. Fans grew tired of playoff losses. The team had one of the strongest cores in the league with Matthews, Marner, Nylander, and Tavares. But the Leafs could not go deep in the playoffs. Marner's numbers were elite. In 9 years with Toronto, he scored 639 points in 576 regular season games. But the playoffs told a different story. In 2025, Toronto was knocked out in the first round by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Marner had 5 assists in 7 games. Critics said the same thing again. Great in the season, quiet in the playoffs. Still, his last season in Toronto was his best. He scored 27 goals and 75 assists for 102 points. That was 5th most in the NHL. Only 7 players scored 100 points that season. He was 3rd in assists. He added 34 points on the power play. Those numbers made him one of the most valuable forwards in the league. Vegas saw the chance and took it. Coach Bruce Cassidy said he planned to put Marner on the top line with Jack Eichel. That pairing would give Vegas speed, skill, and scoring. The Golden Knights had finished 16th in power play rankings in 2025. With Marner, they expected to rise quickly. Fans in Vegas welcomed him right away. NHL.com reported that the first Marner Golden Knights jersey sold within hours. Captain Mark Stone spoke to reporters and said, "He gets a bit of a bad rap, but I would take him on my team any day." In Toronto, general manager Brad Treliving said, "There wasn't a path to a different outcome." His words showed that the Leafs had little choice. If they kept Marner, they risked losing him later for nothing. Trading him gave them cap space and a return in Nicholas Roy. But for Auston Matthews, the news hit harder. For nearly a decade, Matthews and Marner had played side by side. They were drafted 2 years apart. They grew together, scored together, and carried Toronto together. Matthews called Marner's exit tough, saying, "We'll obviously miss him." Matthews is now the last piece of the young core still leading Toronto. He scored 51 goals and 94 points last season. He is still one of the best goal scorers in the world, but now he must do it without the winger who fed him passes year after year. Reuters reported that this trade was historic for Toronto. No other Leafs sign and trade came close in value. Vegas now had Marner locked in until 2033. Toronto, on the other hand, cleared $12 million in cap space to rebuild. Sportsnet's J.D. Bunkus said, "When you have that much talent and don't achieve playoff success, this is the type of ending you get." Toronto's failure to win with Matthews, Marner, Nylander, and Tavares forced this move. Mike Rupp from NHL Network said Vegas was one of the only teams that could take on such a deal. He explained that Vegas always made bold moves. They added Eichel, Pietrangelo, and now Marner. Their style was to take chances and aim for championships. For Marner, the trade meant a fresh start. Essentially, sports reported that he called it a new chapter. After years of fan pressure in Toronto, he was ready to play somewhere new. The Athletic reported that Scott Wheeler believed Marner could have been one of the most loved Leafs in history, but the lack of playoff wins and the pressure from fans changed the story. TSN's Brian Hayes said Marner had checked out of Toronto before the deal. His words suggested that Marner was already preparing for life elsewhere. Toronto filled the gap by signing 4 players: Matias Maccelli, Dakota Joshua, Joshua Roy, and Michael Pezzetta. Together, their contracts added up to $10.5 million per year. Instead of putting all their money into one star, the Leafs spread it across depth. The Toronto Sun reported that Marner had 34 multi-point games last season, but in March, he went 6 games without a point. That slump upset fans and raised questions about his consistency. Vegas Review-Journal said the trade made the Golden Knights instant Stanley Cup contenders again. Their top 6 now included Eichel, Stone, Marchessault, and Marner. Analysts said it was one of the best forward groups in the NHL. Matthews spoke again when asked about Marner's exit. MSN Sports Canada quoted him, "He was a big part of this team, and we'll obviously miss him, but my focus is on what's next." His words showed the truth. Toronto had to move forward, even without Marner. Vegas enters the 2025-26 season with a superstar added to their lineup. Toronto enters the same season facing a new era. Matthews must now lead a team without the winger who had been at his side since the beginning. For Matthews, this was the hardest truth. Mitch Marner was no longer a